Hey everybody, this is Alicia Purdy with the Alive Radio Network. We are at a Weekend to Remember in Saratoga. We just wrapped up our last session of the day. My husband and I, as you know, were the grand prize winners of the weekend, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I wanted to share, we had some other winners on the station for the gifts the radio station was giving away, free registrations. So I want to get some takeaways from the couples that won. So first I'm going to show you Mike and Tracy Vincent, and they were the winners of the weekend for registration. So let's see, Mike and Tracy. There's Mike and Tracy Vincent. Hi. Would you share with us one thing that you took away from the weekend, Tracy?
To be oneness, to have oneness with each other. And I know that
Okay.
God said that we are joined together and we are one. And I think a lot of times we point the finger at the other spouse and say, oh, forget it, start over.
We're live.
Oh, it's live?
Yeah. No, it's good. Keep going. So we point the finger at each other.
So as my pastor said, it's easy to point the finger at someone else when there's three fingers pointing back at you. So
yes,
that's what I want to say.
Tough but good word.
Take a look at ourselves.
All right, Mike.
Well, I learned a few things. I'm not always right, although I am right about that. And I don't have to always be right, but I have to be a good listener and be attentive to what my wife is trying to tell me.
Very good. Well
I
said.
do compartmentalize things, and I do have a lot of boxes.
Okay.
That's what I wrote.
That's awesome. Okay, so a good time to be reflective of who we are. I know that I had that as well. So now I'm going to show you Susie and Dana Pickett. They were also winners of the giveaway that the radio station did for free conference registrations, a weekend to remember. I can't recommend it highly enough. We had a great time. So let's find out a takeaway from Susie and Dana. Go ahead, Susie. What was the takeaway for you this weekend?
Well, we are a second marriage. We're remarried. And I learned in the Woman to Woman this morning, I take away from this, is that disrespect to a man is feeling unloved. So that was a big thing for me.
Okay.
In the first marriage, didn't really learn that. Prayerfully, I learned it this time around.
Okay. Dana, what's a good takeaway that you learned from this weekend?
Well, the first thing I got was the fact that I'm married to God's daughter, so that makes God my father-in-law. So that makes me now more responsible because now I have him to report to, and so now I have to focus on what I need to focus on when she's speaking. So therefore, if I'm focusing on what she's saying, then I know that it's completeness of God and the covering over her and I.
Amen. Okay, good word, solid word. I'm actually now going to turn over to my own husband, Homer.
Hey!
Let's hear some good nuggets about what you learned this weekend at the Weekend to Remember. Thank you guys. Weekend to Remember Marriage Conference.
It was wonderful. It was really, really great. I was just talking with Mike and Dana that it's common. The conception is that the misconception is that men are dragged here. And I certainly wasn't as excited as Alicia to come. I have to admit that now. That men are somewhat dragged here. Men don't usually initiate the marriage weekends. But I got to tell you, man, if you get an opportunity, I highly, highly recommend it. Alicia and I discovered things about our marriage, and we thought we had a great marriage anyway. I mean, we discovered things about our marriage, and I took some things away from it as a husband and a father. So I would encourage you. This was a fantastic weekend, truly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so in all fairness, now I will share my takeaway from the weekend. And it seems obvious, but your spouse is not your enemy. And I don't think any of us really look at our spouse as our enemy per se, but I did realize that I think I was treating my spouse at times like my enemy, especially when there was conflict. And I loved a quote that they said, which is, when you fight to win, that makes your spouse a loser. And I thought, well, my spouse isn't a loser, so I need to stop treating him like one when we're fighting. I need to stop fighting to win. And then the other thing that I really took away that was important to me, they had a great parenting section. They had a great section on just womanly things. But what really stuck with me a lot was that your trust and your hope and your faith in your spouse is very reflective of your trust and your hope and your faith in the Lord. And that was very challenging to me, because I would have said before this weekend that my trust and my hope is completely in the Lord. But is that reflected in how I treat my spouse? That I trust the Lord to speak to him, I trust the Lord to do his job, I trust the Lord to convict my husband where conviction is due, and I don't need to do the work of the Holy Spirit in my husband's life if he's already got the Holy Spirit in him. So that was a really solid takeaway that I brought with me this weekend. So anyway, we had a great time at A Weekend to Remember at Saratoga. I highly recommend it. Stay tuned. Maybe next year the radio station will do another giveaway, and that can be you. So, all right, well, happy Sunday. We're going to head home. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you on Monday for Living Out Loud on the Alive Radio Network.